Dear devotees, let's begin with our Mangalacharan prayers. All of us together. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। तथैव चान्ये नरलोकवीराय आहवे कृष्णमुखारविन्दम् नेत्रे पिबन्तो नयनाभिरामं पार्थास्त्रपूत पदमापुरस्य अहो बकीयं स्तनकालकूटं जिघ्रांसयापाय यदप्यसाध्वी लेभे गतिं धात्री उचितां तत्त्वन्यं कं वा दयालुं शरणं व्रजेम। अशेषसंक्लेशशमं विधत्ते गुणानुवादाश्रवणं मुरारे किं वा पुनस्तच्चरणारविन्द परागसेवारतिरात्मलब्धा सोऽहं नृणां क्षुल्लः सुखाय दुःखं महद्गतानां विरमाय तस्य प्रवर्तये भागवतं पुराणम् यदाह साक्षात् भगवान् ऋषिभ्यः त्वं भक्ति योग परिभावितरित्सरोज आस्ये श्रुते क्षितपथो ननु नाथ पुंसाम् यद्यद्धियात उरुगाय विभावयन्ति तत्तद् वपु प्रणयसे सदनुग्रहाय सोऽसावदभ्रकरुणो भगवान् विवृद्ध प्रेम स्मितेन नयनाम्बुरुहं वृजिम्बम् उत्थाय विश्वविजयाय च नो विषादम् माद्व्यागिरापनयतात् पुरुषः पुराणः ससर्जाग्र्यन्धतामिस्रम् अथ तामिस्रमादिकृत् महामोहं च मोहं च तमश्चाज्ञानवृत्तयः। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your kind association. Let's begin our study of Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam in our Bhakti Vaibhava course. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5, entitled Mahatma Vidur's Talks with Sri Maitreya Muni, verse number 42. So, Srimad Bhagavatam 3.5.42. The different material elements have been created and they do not know what to do. They do not know how to manifest this material creation. Water has been created, Varuna Dev. Vayu has been created, Vayu Dev. Prithvi Devi is there, Earth is there, the Earth element is there. There is Agni Dev, there is fire. So everything is there. The material elements are there, the demigods taking care of those material elements are there, but these material elements do not know what to do. So they are offering prayers to Lord Vishnu, and those prayers we are studying. Yat Shraddhaya Shrutavatya, beg your pardon. Yat Shraddhaya Shrutavatya cha bhaktya samrijjamane hridaye vadhaya ज्ञानेन वैराग्यबलेन धीरा व्रजेम तत्यङ्घ्रिसरोजपीठम् यच्छ्रद्धया श्रुतवत्या च भक्त्या समृज्यमाने हृदये वधाय ज्ञानेन वैराग्यबलेन धीरा व्रजेम तत्यङ्घ्रिसरोजपीठम्. Translations and purports by our beloved founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Shri Srimad Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The Devatas are praying to Lord Vishnu simply by hearing about your lotus feet. Simply by what? Hearing. Shravanam. But with eagerness and faith. Yash Shraddhaya Shrutavatya cha bhaktya. Cha bhaktya means with devotion. Shraddhaya means with faith. And Shrutavatya means hearing. Simply by hearing and by meditating upon them, your lotus feet, within one's heart, meditating upon the lotus feet of Krishna, Angri Saroja Pitham, Krishna's lotus feet, meditating on them in our heart, with eagerness and devotion, one at once becomes enlightened with knowledge, Jnanena, and also Vairagya, detachment. On the strength of detachment, one becomes pacified. Jnanena Vairagya Balena Dhira. One becomes a Dhira, self-controlled, peaceful person. Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Ataiva Shanta. By knowledge and detachment. Jnanena Vairagya Balena Dhira. One becomes Dhira. And how Jnana and Vairagya comes? By hearing about and meditating about the lotus feet of Krishna. We must therefore take shelter of the sanctuary of your lotus feet. Vrajayama Tatte Angri Saroja Pitham. Therefore, we take shelter of your lotus feet. The Devatas are praying. So they are saying, by hearing with faith about the lotus feet of Krishna, by meditating upon the lotus feet of Krishna in one's heart, one gets divine knowledge and one gets true detachment, Jnana Vairagya. And on the strength of that, one becomes a Dhira. One becomes an enlightened person. Purport. Srila Prabhupada writes, the miracles of meditating on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna with eagerness and devotion are so great that no other process can compare to it. Meditating on the lotus feet of Krishna with eagerness and devotion. Bhaktya and Shraddhaya. With faith and devotion, if we do it, Prabhupada says, no other process can compare to it. Meditation. I was talking to one devotee and I was asking him what is his methodology for chanting. When we meet some advanced devotees, this is what we should ask. Prabhuji, how is your bhajan going? Can you give me some tips, something that you have done to improve your japa? Some do's, some don'ts, some experience. Because all of us are chanting every day, Hare Krishna. So we all have some experience. What helps chanting? What disturbs chanting? We have all, if we are little mindful and we are little introspective, then all of us have had some, nobody can say, I have no experience, I have no realization. Nobody can say that. Because for years, all of us are chanting. So we have some realization, what works, what does not work. If we are attentive, if we are mindful, यदि हम हमारे भजन के विषय में विचार करें, if we contemplate about how our bhajan is going on, then we will get all these realizations and ideas. What works, what does not work, what is favorable, what is unfavorable, what disturbs the bhajan, what facilitates good bhajan. If only we are thinking of these things. Like if we are running a household, we think, na, paisa kidhar ja raha hai? We do budgeting. My income is so much. Arey, why are you shopping in Whole Foods? It's very expensive. Why don't you buy these things from Kroger or Walmart? It is cheaper. Why? Because we have Griha Medhi. Our Med, our intelligence is in the Griha. We are Griha Vratanam. We are concentrating on the Griha. So we are thinking of the Griha, household. So we come up with all these ideas. Similarly, if we are constantly thinking, how can I better my bhajan? How can I improve the quality of my bhajan? How can I improve my consciousness? How I can give up my old habits? How I can come closer to Radha Krishna? How I can make spiritual advancement? How I can get deeper realization? How I can get my Swarup Siddhi? How I can come closer and closer and closer to my Guru Maharaj? If these are the thoughts, these are the meditations, then Krishna will reciprocate. Ye yathamam prapadyante tam sadhav. Krishna will give realizations. So I was asking this devotee, can you share some realizations about japa? Some technique that you do which you have found effective. He told me, I keep a photograph of my favorite deities in front of me. I look at the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna and I chant all my 16 rounds. I just look at their lotus feet, I close my eyes, I'm still looking in my heart. And I'm chanting. If my concentration goes away, I open my eyes, look at their lotus feet, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Capture them in my heart, continue chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mind goes here and there, again open the eyes, look at their lotus feet. Krishna, this is where I want to be at. Ay Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram, Kripaya Tava Pada Pank, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Radha Krishna, Agyaya Koribo Seva Charanaravindam. These are the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. Yugal Sarkar, I want to worship Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare. Like that, 16 rounds. Just keeping the mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. Prabhupada is saying, the miracles of meditating on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna with eagerness and with devotion are so great that no other process can compare to it. Prabhupada's words. He's experienced. Prabhupada has got some realization. Came with a little broken drum, Tompkins Square Park, and created International Society for Krishna. Prabhupada has realization about the power of holy name. So here Prabhupada is saying the miracles. Miracle on 22nd Avenue. So it is miraculous process. So from today's Bhakti Vaibhava, we got idea now. Now Shamchandra Prabhu is going to chant after the class. He has got idea what he's going to do now. Hari Bol. Further down in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, the most stubborn attachment for material enjoyment is sex life. One who is attached to sex life is to be understood as devoid of knowledge. Because see, here we are saying by bhakti we get Jnana and Vairagya. Nyan means knowledge. One who is attached to sex life, Prabhupada says, is devoid of knowledge. He is agyan. He doesn't have Nyan, he's agyani. Knowledge must be followed by detachment. Because if that person had knowledge, then Nyan, Vairagya go together. They are the two children of Bhakti Devi, Nyan, Vairagya. So if Nyan is there, then Vairagya must be there. So if someone is attached to sex life, that means he has no Nyan. He may quote, he may give classes, he may quote, but he is just a pretender. He doesn't have real knowledge. Because Prabhupada says, Nyan, Vairagya go together. These two essentials for self-realization, Jnana, Vairagya, knowledge and detachment, become manifest very quickly if one performs devotional service to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. What verse is this? Quick, quick, quick. Janani Mataji is ready. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Unmute. Ha.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Vasudeve Bhagavati
Bhakti
Bhaktiyoga
Prayojita
Prayojita
Janayati.
Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Yadahitukam.
Janani Mataji. Janayati. Ashu quickly gives birth to Jnana and Vairagya.
Jnanam.
What gives birth? Bhakti. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati. It will quickly give birth to Jnana Vairagya. Ashu, quickly it will give birth. And Ahetuki. Very causelessly it comes, very naturally it comes. So Prabhupada is quoting that here. Prabhupada also quotes the example of Sri Yamunacharya. Who is a Dhira? Because in this third line of the verse 42, it is said, Jnanena Vairagya Balena, one becomes a Dhira. So Prabhupada is defining Dhira. Prabhupada says the word Dhira is very significant. A person who is not disturbed even in the presence of cause of disturbance is called a Dhira. Srila Prabhupada is giving definition of Dhira. That Dehinosmin yatha dehe Kaumaram Yauvanam Jara Tatha Dehantara Praptir Dhiras Tatra Namuhyati. A Dhira doesn't become bewildered by the happiness and distress of this world. So Prabhupada is saying a person who is not disturbed, even when there is cause of disturbance, that person is called Dhira. So to be Dhira now, achhe se there is dinner, I have had dinner, nice came, took a shower, clean, comfortable room, all the family members are nicely engaged. To be peaceful now is no big deal. It's nothing great. But when there is a cause for disturbance, when there is trouble in life, when there is suffering and grief, at that time to be peaceful, at that time to say, thank you, Krishna. Tattenu kampam susamikshaman. Yasyaham anugranami harisheta dhanam shanay. To say that this is Krishna anugraha, that is greatness. So what is Dhira? A person who is undisturbed when there is cause of disturbance. And what is Prem according to Srila Rupa Goswami? We will be reading it in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Srila Rupa Goswami defines Prem. Prem means when there is a cause for breaking of the relationship, but still the relationship becomes stronger. That is Prem. Rupa Goswami says, when there is a cause for the relationship to break down, but the relationship keeps getting stronger and stronger, that is Prem. Even when there is cause for breaking the relationship. So similarly, Dhira means one who is undisturbed when there is cause for disturbance. Shri Yamunacharya says, since my heart has been overwhelmed by the devotional service for Lord Krishna, Krishna Bhakti, I cannot even think of sex life. And if thoughts of sex come upon me, I at once feel disgust. So this is a measurement of our spiritual advancement. Not that thoughts will not come. Even Sripad Yamunacharya is saying, thoughts come. Thoughts of sense enjoyment come. But his greatness is that these thoughts feel disgusting, distasteful. In this world, there is so much promotion of sexual enjoyment. It is promoted as the greatest enjoyment. But for someone who is tasting param drishtva nivartate, who is having a higher taste of Krishna consciousness, the so-called greatest pleasure in the material world, sexual pleasure, feels like tuchhavat, feels disgusting, abominable. This is the state of mind that we want to achieve. What Shripad Yamunacharya is saying, that if thoughts of sex come upon me, I at once feel disgust. Immediately we should feel disgust. Today morning I was listening to one lecture of His Grace Radhesham Prabhu, and Radhesham Prabhu was saying, we see this young girl walking and we feel attracted. Wow, what a beautiful girl. Look how nice her hair is. Soft, nice hair. And Radhesham Prabhu said, what happens when there is one hair in your khichdi? You're eating khichdi and there is, we feel disgust. And here we are getting attracted to such a big bunch of hair. Radhesham Prabhu was saying, is the hair alive or is it dead? It is dead and we are getting attracted. Oh, what a hairstyle. So, this is called Vivek Buddhi, where we should, and this Vivek Buddhi comes from Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So, this is Dhira. A devotee of Lord Krishna becomes an elevated Dhira by the simple process of meditating in eagerness on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So, how do we become Dhira? By eagerly, with devotion, Shraddha and Bhakti. With Shraddha and Bhakti, we meditate on the lotus feet of Krishna. Take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. Yes, where is Mataji gone? Who had a question? Shama Chandrika Mataji? Shama Kishori Mataji? Who had raised hand? Somebody had, Amrit Gaurangi Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Please go ahead.
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. So Prabhu, about Dhira, sometimes I see people who are not Krishna conscious, but they are very relaxed and they don't really get disturbed by situations. Regardless of their position in life, they're like nicely watching TV and passing their time and enjoying, but they're stable. I feel like they're more stable than somebody who's practicing Krishna consciousness, and those people are more emotional. But these people who are not practicing Krishna consciousness, they're very stable, and I feel like they're more all the Dhira qualities we see in them. So what is the difference between the Dhira that Prabhupada is saying here and that type of Dhira, Prabhu?
So Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Ata Aiva Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakalai Ashanta. So these people may make a show, or they may be able to portray themselves as truly peaceful. They may say, "Theek hai, it's okay." They may not seem to be disturbed, or they may smile, or like they say, when a famous movie star was about to die, he said his famous words were, what do they say when the shooting ends? Pack up. Something like that he said. Pack up. So somebody wrote an article that such a great self-realized person he is, that at the time of death, he said, pack up. Kuch bhi attachment nahi hai. He's a yogi. He's a yogi. But in his life, he had so many girlfriends. In his life, he had so many illicit relationships. So we can understand that this is not a Dhira speaking. Krishna Bhakta is Dhira because Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Ataiva Shanta. So to be Shanta or Dhira, they are synonymous. To be called a Dhira, the prerequisite is one has to be Krishna Bhakta. Otherwise, what are you Dhira for? You are Dhira because it's okay. Some tragedy happened. Such is this world. This is the nature of the world. Leave it. So you are Shunyavadi. You are Dhira. You are already disturbed because you don't have any knowledge what is happening. You are thinking, oh, this world is a bad place. Okay, everything is going to be destroyed. So this is called Shunyavad. But a devotee of Krishna is not Dhira because he is a Shunyavadi, because he doesn't care. But he is a Dhira because he knows that my Krishna is always in control. So he is like that child who is being thrown by the father in the sky. So he is going up and down, but he knows my father is there. My father is in control. My father will catch me. Whereas a person who is not Krishna conscious, not knowing that father is throwing, he's saying, it's okay. Everybody is going up and down. It's okay. Just tolerate. Take some anti-nausea medicine. Take some meclizine. It's all okay. Don't feel dizzy. Everybody's going up and down. He's up and down. He's up and down. I'm up and down. It's okay. Tolerate. But they don't know. Why tolerate? Tolerate what? Why all this is happening? So that is a difference. A non-devotee will appear to be peaceful out of ignorance. But a devotee is peaceful out of knowledge. Knowledge that my Krishna is in control and my Krishna must be having some plan in this. For example, a person who is very tolerant but not a devotee of Krishna may undergo great loss in business. And when we go to give sympathy, oh, sir, I'm so sorry to hear you lost so much money in business. Don't worry. I'm happy. I am peaceful. I'm satisfied. Don't worry. And one thing, oh, is this Dhira? Now contrast this with Prabhupada, whose own servant stole away his property. His business partners cheated him and his entire Prayag pharmacy business collapsed. And Prabhupada lost all his money. And Prabhupada that time says, Yasyaham anugranami harishye tadhanam shanay tadhanam tajantyasya swajana dukha dukhida. He's remembering Srimad Bhagavatam verse that Krishna spoke to Yudhishthir Maharaj. And he's saying, okay, I lost my wealth. This is Krishna's mercy. So one person is just making a show that, oh, no, it's okay. I'm very great. I'm very tolerant. I don't get disturbed. I'm Dhira. And here is Prabhupada, who is a real Dhira, who sees Krishna's hand in that. So that is the difference.
Sure, Prabhu. And what if we are trying to practice Krishna consciousness, but we are not Dhira? What will that be, Prabhu? We'll still
So
get...
Jaiva Dharma book, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur discusses this, and he says that a struggling devotee who is chanting Hare Krishna, trying to develop good qualities, trying to become a Dhira, he's trying Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, but is failing. Such a devotee is millions of times more glorious than a person who is Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam apparently, but has no devotion for Krishna. Because Srimad Bhagavatam says, I'll show you this verse. Today morning only in our reading, we were reading this verse. Yasyasti Bhakti Bhagavat Akinchana. We were reading this. This is Srimad Bhagavatam 5.18.12. You can note down. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.18.12. Yasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavat Akinchana Sarvair Gunastatra Samasate Sura Harav Abhaktasya Kuto Mahadguna Manorathena Sati Dhavato Bahihi. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.18.12. Here it is said, yes, exactly answer to your question, Amrit Gaurangi Mataji. Yasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavat Akinchana Sarvair Gunas Tatra Samasate Sura. A person who is practicing devotional service to Krishna may have difficulties, but ultimately that devotee will, when he comes to the platform of pure bhakti, Uttama Bhakti, will have all good qualities that are there. All the good qualities of the demigods will come in that person. On the other hand, Hari Abhaktasya, one who is not a devotee of Hari, Hara Abhaktasya Kuto Mahadguna, what good qualities can a non-devotee have? He may be very peaceful, he may always be smiling, he may always look very young, he may be very charitable, he may have so many apparent good qualities, but they are not Mahadguna, they are not real good qualities, because Manorathena Sati Dhavato Bahi. Because ultimately, that person is simply a follower of his own crazy mind. You think of any person that you had in your mind who you feel is very peaceful, but has nothing to do with Krishna. Think of that person. Now analyze that person's consciousness, if you can, if you know that person well enough. What are the ideals that person is living for? What is the philosophy of that fellow's life? Everybody should have some philosophy in life. Everybody has some philosophy that I am living for my children, or I am living to become a CEO of my company, or I am living because I want to just enjoy as much time as possible in this world comfortably. Everybody has some philosophy. What is the philosophy of this person? Something he must be holding dear. There must be some love for somebody or something in his heart. He may love the country. He may love his family members. I know one person, once he invited me for prasad. And I went, but I did not eat anything. I said, no, I cannot eat. So he said, Are yaar, mujhe dekh, look at me. As he did with hand. Sab kha leta hu. Whatever is given, I eat. I don't give trouble to people like you. You come to our house and you are giving so much trouble. Onion nahi, garlic nahi, mushroom nahi, anda nahi, mutton nahi, chicken nahi, chai nahi, coffee nahi. And even if we make without all this, then you say, oh, it is not offered, so we will not eat. What is this? You are giving so much trouble to us. Look at us. Give us anything, we will eat. He is considering that to be a mahat guna, a great quality, that give me anything, I will eat. That's the mentality of a pig. Pig will eat anything. A human being is supposed to have discrimination. So this fellow who said like this, I can eat anything, he is crazily attached to his grandchildren. And so there is something called a helicopter parent. You must be knowing, you must have heard that. Anybody who has teenagers in America, they have heard this term. Mom, dad, don't be helicopter parent. So he is a helicopter grandfather. He knows everything about his grandchildren. He will stalk them. He has the password to their phone. He will keep checking who they are messaging, which social media apps. He's completely grandchildren conscious. So he may appear as a dhira, but his whole chitta is in the grandchildren. So he may be born as a child of the grandchildren, maybe in the next life. He's so absorbed in them. So like that, these people, if you analyze their consciousness, ultimately they have love for somebody or something. And that is a material object. If you analyze them, the so-called dhiras, so they are basically on a very material plane, running after Kanaka, Kamini and Kirti, nothing beyond that. Whereas a devotee may have 100 faults. A devotee may be trying to follow, but ends up breaking the 4 regulative principles even. Whereas these people may have followed the regulative principles very nicely, even though they are not devotees. But Jaiva Dharma says, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, but a devotee who is struggling and making mistakes, but chanting Harinam is much better. In fact, he says there is no comparison. Why? Because the devotee is at least trying. He has some respect for Prabhupada. He is chanting Hare Krishna. He has respect for Guru Maharaj. He has some conditionings and weakness of heart, and he's giving in to temptations. But because he's chanting Harinam, which is a spiritual activity, whereas this person is doing so many material activities, but nothing spiritual. So this fellow's spiritual bank account is 0. But the struggling sadhak's spiritual bank account has substantial, because he's trying to do some bhajan. So at the end of the life, this person who has nothing to do with Krishna is a failure. He cannot carry forward anything. And the sadhak will get Suchinam Shrimatam Gehe. He will get a higher birth and get a chance to continue with the Krishna consciousness. Because there is something called as Prakrit Sukrati and there is something called as Adhyatmik Sukrati. The so-called Dhira has no Adhyatmik Sukrati. He has only Prakrit Sukrati, material piety. Whereas the struggling sadhak has got Adhyatmik Sukrati. He has got spiritual potency, spiritual pious credits, which will take him to the next life. So that is a difference.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So you remember this verse, Yasyasti Bhakti Bhagavad Akinchana.
Yes, Prabhu. I noted it down. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. So now Prabhupada says, devotional service entails being initiated by a bona fide spiritual master and following his instruction in regard to hearing about Lord Krishna. So Prabhupada is saying spiritual life means to accept a bona fide spiritual master, take initiation, and hear about Krishna from the spiritual master. Nowadays, I see many devotees, they take initiation, but they hardly hear from their Diksha Guru. They hear from this speaker, that speaker, young speaker, entertaining speaker, or even outside ISKCON, they hear so much. Your relationship with your Guru will never become strong if you do this. And remember that outside ISKCON, Babaji is not going to take you back to Godhead. He will go to his own sampradaya and his followers will go. But you are initiated somewhere else. If you are not loyal to your Guru, you are like a kati patang, a kite whose thread has been cut. The manja has been cut. Wherever the wind goes, wind of karma blows, you will be taken. Therefore, His Holiness Bhakti Damodar Maharaj has written a book called Spiritual Connection. That book is a must read for all devotees. Spiritual Connection. Very powerful book. Small yellow book by His Holiness Bhakti Damodar Maharaj. He's our Gurujan, one of the Gurus in ISKCON. Spiritual connection. How important it is to have a personal connection with one's Guru. If someone is a disciple of Param Puja Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, one must make it a point that every day we hear Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. If someone is a Guru, if someone is a disciple of Srila Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, then we must hear the lectures of Srila Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, read his books. That connection should be there. Prabhupada and our Diksha Guru. And we can hear other gurus also, other speakers also, but we should never give up the direct one-on-one connection that we have with our Diksha Guru. We should not forget that all our sins have been absorbed by the merciful Diksha Guru, not somebody else. So why we should be running here and there? We should be loyal to our Diksha Guru and Srila Prabhupada. That is our direct line. And we should respect and hear other speakers also, but never give up hearing our Guru, thinking that, oh, now my Guru Maharaj has become old. Now my Guru Maharaj doesn't give those enthusiastic classes. Let me hear some new speakers who crack jokes, who are entertaining. That is an attack of Maya if these thoughts are coming. We should make sure every day we hear Prabhupada and every day we hear our Diksha Guru. So I have made a rule in my life that when I am doing deity worship, I always hear my Guru Maharaj. And in the morning when I hear my first lecture, before I start the japa, when I'm going to the hospital, it's always Prabhupada. So then compulsorily in the morning, these two lectures are heard. Srila Prabhupada and Diksha Guru. Then all day if you want, you can hear whoever you like, your favorite speakers. But we should never lose that spiritual connection. Prabhupada says, devotional service entails being initiated. Means he's talking about Diksha Guru. Being initiated by a bona fide spiritual master and following his instruction. Not their instruction. No, his instruction. It's a very personal thing. Bhakti is not impersonal. It's very personal. Because every guru, they are all followers of Srila Prabhupada. All followers of Srila Prabhupada, but at the same time, they have their own flavor. They have their own bhav. Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, his bhav is preaching, starting Bhakti Vrikshas, connecting more people to the mercy of Gaur Nitai. Shripad Vaisheshika Maharaj, his mood is book distribution, studying Srila Prabhupada's books. Now, if someone takes initiation from Srila Vaisheshika Maharaj and doesn't have taste for book distribution, doesn't have interest in book distribution, what spiritual connection you have? So we have to understand the mood of our spiritual master and imbibe that mood. Prabhupada says, devotional service means being initiated by bona fide spiritual master and following his instruction in regard to hearing about Lord Krishna. Such a bona fide spiritual master is accepted by regularly hearing from him about Krishna. Our knowledge of Krishna should be based on what our Guru Maharaj is speaking, what Prabhupada is speaking. That should be our conception of our spiritual master, of Krishna. Prabhupada is very clearly saying, such a bona fide spiritual master is accepted by regularly hearing from him about Krishna, which means if regularly we are not hearing about Krishna from our Diksha Guru, that means we have not accepted our Diksha Guru. Prabhupada is saying, such a bona fide spiritual master is accepted by regularly hearing from him about Krishna. The improvement in knowledge and detachment, Jnana Vairagya, can be perceived by devotees as an actual experience. So nobody has to tell whether we are making spiritual advancement or not. I like to tell that story. When Prabhupada was asked, Prabhupada, how do we know whether we are making spiritual progress or not? Prabhupada said, oh, everybody can tell. I love that answer. Which means we can tell. If we analyze our heart, am I developing knowledge about Krishna? Am I able to remember Krishna like that? Am I able to remember Krishna like that? I see anything and I can remember Krishna. I see water, oh, Rasvam Apsu Kaunteya. I see Surya, oh, among the Adityas, I am the sun. You know, anything, we see a fish, we see ocean, we can remember Krishna. That's what Prabhupada used to do on morning walks, isn't it? He would point out, what do you think? What do you learn from this? And Prabhupada will give some Krishna conscious connection from mundane things. Hai na? So if we are developing Krishna consciousness, we are developing detachment, we are able to give up our bad habits. We are able to give up those mundane things that we are attached to, which waste our time. Then we can know that we are making spiritual progress. It's a matter of introspection. Therefore, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, when those Babajis wanted to touch and claim proprietorship over the holy body of Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, who's Vairagya Chudamani, we're talking about Jnana and Vairagya. They said, no, we will make Samadhi, because they thought paisa aega. If I have the Samadhi in my mutt of Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj or Siddha Babaji, people will come, they will give dakshina, they will give donation. So everybody wanted to claim the body, the holy body of Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, who was not a Babaji, he was a brahmachari, he had not even taken sannyas. He comes and he says, you can touch the body of my spiritual master if in the last 1 year you have not had any thought of a woman. Not one Babaji came forward. Said 6 months. If you have not thought of a woman in your mind, come and touch the body. 3 months. Even the police wala went away. The police wala had come, seeing all the commotion. The Babajis went away, the police wala also went away. Said, Saraswati Thakur, you only give Samadhi. You are only qualified. So it's a matter of introspection. We should introspect. What are my thoughts? What am I thinking? Am I attached to bad things? Am I attached to things that have no connection with Krishna? If the answer is yes, that means we have a lot of work to do. So Prabhupada is saying that the improvement in knowledge, improvement in jnana about Krishna, which means we see anything and we remember Krishna, and detachment, which means we give up things that are not connected to Krishna, can be perceived by devotees as an actual experience. Actual experience. A devotee is very happy if he or she is practicing Krishna consciousness very nicely. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu strongly recommended this process of hearing from a bona fide devotee. Jao tumi Bhagavad padho, Vaishnavera sthane. Ekanta ashray karo, Chaitanya charane. So therefore, we have to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from bona fide spiritual master, and our own Diksha Guru, we should never stop hearing. I feel very sad when I talk to devotees and I ask them, how much are you hearing from your Guru? And many times devotees say, oh, I'm listening to you, Prabhuji. Arey, you will not get anything by listening to someone who is Kanishta. You have to hear from the pure devotees. We must hear from Prabhupada. We must hear from our Diksha Guru and our Guru Varga, who are self-realized, who are very advanced. We should hear from them. So that's why we are reading Prabhupada, so that you are hearing Prabhupada, you are not hearing me. So I'm very sorry. We got a little carried away in this discussion, but we will continue from verse number 43 next time. So I came late from hospital and they are waiting for prasad for me. It's already 9:20, so I'll go. But thank you very much, dear devotees. We'll meet Krishna willing next week. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.